You ever wonder why you've got your mom's nose, your dad's eyebrows, and your great-grandpa's complete inability to do math? Yeah, same. Welcome to ThinkBits, where we explain complicated stuff in a way that won't make your brain cry. So let's talk about genes. No, not the pants. Stay with me. We re-talking about the tiny instruction manuals inside every single one of your cells that basically boss your body around. Decide everything from your eye color to whether you can roll your tongue or not. Genes live on DNA, which is that famous twisty ladder-looking thing you've probably seen in every science book ever. DNA is like the ultimate gossip. It knows everything about you and passes that juicy info from one generation to the next. Your genes are chunks of that DNA, and they each have a specific job. One might be in charge of hair color. Another might handle whether your pinkies stick out like you're sipping invisible tea. It's very important stuff. Now here's the kicker. You've got around 20,000 of these genes. That's like carrying 20,000 little bossy coworkers around in your body, all telling your cells what to do. And these genes come in pairs, because you get one copy from mom, one from dad. It's like the world's weirdest team project. Let's say there's a gene that decides if you have dimples. One copy says, heck yes, dimples. And the other says, nah, smooth cheeks only. Which one wins? That depends on something called dominance. Some genes are dominant. They're the loud ones that show up no matter what. Others are recessive, quiet little guys who only show up if they get backup from the other parent. So if you got one dominant dimples gene and one recessive no dimples gene, congrats, you've got dimples whether you wanted them or not. This is why some traits seem to run in families like it's a secret club. Got curly hair? Blame your ancestors. Allergic to cats? Same deal. Can't grow a beard? Sorry, dude. It's not the razors. It's the DNA. But hey, genes aren't just sitting around deciding how tall you are, or whether you go bald before 30. They actually do their thing by making proteins. Yep, proteins. The unsung heroes of biology. Genes are basically recipes, and the proteins they create are the finished dishes. Those proteins build your body, control your metabolism, and keep everything running smoothly. Or at least they try to, unless someone had 3 Red Bulls for breakfast. So how exactly do genes know what to do? Well, they don't. They're not smart. They're just really good at following orders. Your body sends signals, like, hey, it's getting dark, time to sleep. And genes flip on or off like light switches to handle the situation. It's all automated, like the world's most complicated vending machine. Except instead of chips, you get freckles. Cool, right? Now, every once in a while, a gene goes rogue. It mutates. Doesn't mean you're going to turn into a superhero, but it might change how a trait shows up. Most of the time, mutations are harmless. Sometimes they're even helpful. Other times, not so much. But that's evolution, baby. Trial and error for the win. And if you're thinking, hold up, does this mean my personality is in my genes too? Partially? Stuff like your intelligence, your temperament, even your snack preferences. They might have some genetic links, but your environment plays a huge role too. So yes, you might be genetically wired to be a genius, but if you eat glue and sleep through school, that potential's taking a nap. Now for the big twist. You and a banana share about 60% of your genes? Yeah, let that sink in. Next time someone calls you fruity, maybe they're not wrong. So to sum it all up, your traits, how you look, how your body works, and a little bit of who you are, come from your genes. Those genes are made of DNA, and they get passed down from your parents in a biological version of hand-me-downs. They make proteins that do all the work, and depending on which versions of each gene you get, you might end up with blue eyes, a widow's peak, or a deep love for dad jokes. Genetics is messy, weird, and a little unfair. But at least now you know why you sneeze like your Aunt Marge. Thanks for hanging out with us at ThinkBits, where science doesn't have to be boring. If your brain didn't melt, go ahead and smash that like button like it's a recessive gene trying to be noticed. Subscribe for more weird, wonderful explanations. And remember, you might be 99.9% genetically identical to every other human, but only you can make those awkward family reunions truly unforgettable. See you next time, DNA nerds.